Okay, friends, it is time. You have asked for manga reviews, and I'm going to try my best to articulate my point and not ramble on too much. We've got the first one I want to talk about. I'm like halfway through the series. There are 15 volumes. I think I'm on like volume 7. Tuxedo Game. It's an older series. I wanted to read it like way back in high school, but I could never find it. And then I totally forgot about it. And then one day I was shopping and I found it, so here we go, here we are. But yeah, rom-com, kind of like Ranma and Detective Conan. It kind of gives me those vibes. But this one's more like slice of life. And our main character, Gin, he's this guy that's like on his way up. He's got his big like boxing debut, and then he's got a date with like the girl of his dreams, and then it all like comes crashing down. He ends up getting kind of like, I guess he gets murdered basically, and this angel god gives him the chance to reincarnate as an animal, and then he can live out the animal's natural life and then get his body back. So he decides to pick a penguin because it's the girl of his dreams' favorite animal, and we go from there. It's pretty funny, it's cute, but it is dated, so there are some like dated jokes that might not fly in today's society, but for what it is, it's not too bad. But I really like it. I mean, it's probably like a solid like 7 out of 10. It's cute. And if you want some like older, like nostalgic like series, this is the way to go. And I'm really surprised there isn't an anime of it. I thought that, you know, maybe it just never got popular. But I think it would be really well done in an anime format. Alright, moving on. The next series, it's darker. It's sort of a battle seinen shonen type. It's called Glepnir. It's currently publishing. There are 11 volumes. Volume 11 just came out. A very slow release schedule. The premise is there are these coins, and they're like scattered everywhere. If you find one and you take it to this guy, he'll grant you a wish in the form of an ability. It's sort of a manifestation of your inner, deepest desires. And these are our two main characters. They're kind of like shrouded in mystery. Shuichi, he's like missing parts of his memory. And then there's Claire, she's looking for her sister. And they're kind of like destinies intertwined, sort of. So they're out there, kids are killing each other looking for these coins. It's pretty good. It's really dark. Whoops, leave that down there. The art is amazing. I would give this probably like an 8 out of 10. I might be biased just because I like this sort of like twisted, darker type of story. There is an anime. It's only one season. It's not completed, and the end sort of really diverged from the manga. It's not bad though. I would still like watch it, but definitely read the manga first. Alright, moving along, we have a Yuri here. This one is called Mizuno and Shayama, and it just recently came out like a few months ago, I think. It's 1 volume. It is a girls' love drama. We've got feuding families. It's kind of a Romeo and Juliet story. One girl is supposed to take over her family's business when she graduates. The other girl just wants to get the hell out of town. Her father's running for mayor, and he's kind of using the other girl's family as a scapegoat for all the town's problems. But they end up in this like secret romance where they meet up secretly. It's really good. There's some spice to it. The art is phenomenal. It is just great. The panels, really awesome. And compared to a lot of the other Yuri I've read, this one's like up there. I would say it's probably like an 8 out of 10. It could have been a 10 out of 10 if it needed like a few more chapters, maybe like 3 more chapters, just to kind of like give the characters a little more time together, because they're most of the time they're like apart, so I feel like that was kind of a little bit of a downside. But overall, it doesn't really take away from the story. It's a really good story. Definitely recommend it. Okay, moving on. Where are we going next? Right down here to Maiden Abyss. I am currently caught up. Next volume doesn't come out till April of next year, so this is going to be a painful, long wait. Alright, Maiden Abyss. Where do I start? I'll just start with volume 1. So this series is dark. It is dark, but it is full of adventure. It'll probably make you cry. It's one of my favorites. Definitely a 10 out of 10. The anime is also a 10 out of 10. It is great. But we have these kids kind of going down, delving into this abyss, this bottomless pit. She's on this adventure trying to find her mom, who's supposedly at the very bottom. I mean, there's so much more to it. There's so many like details. I could go on for hours, but I'm just gonna give you the overall summary of what's packed in here. It is really dark. Like the artwork has like this sort of Ghibli-esque look to it, but the story is anything but. It is just really amazing, and it's definitely worth the read. The anime is also worth it. But we have these kids kind of on this pilgrimage down in the abyss, and once you go down to a certain depth, you can never come back up. There's this curse. They call it the curse, that if you try to ascend, you will basically die. You start bleeding from your ears and your eyes, and you just, that's it for you. You can't get better. So it's the sickness. But they meet, you know, lots of characters along the way down. Our two main characters are Rico and Reg. He's sort of this little robot kid that Rico meets while she's trekking the abyss for her orphanage, while she's trying to become a white whistle. That's the top dog. Becoming a white whistle, then you can go as far down as you please, but right now she's just a red whistle, so she's not allowed to go that deep. But she finds out something happens to her mom, so she decides to leave the orphanage and take Reg with her, and they go on their journey. He also wants to find out the mystery of himself because he has no memory of his past, and so he thinks the information is down at the bottom. And so it's these two. They're going down and encountering all the wildlife and dangers of this abyss and just discovering things. It's really, really good. Highly recommend.